So with the Statue of Liberty in the background, now we're coming up on Bill Gifford and Jack Clark's number 88, the Gifford Racing Team. There's a 35-foot Jaguar powered by two 850 horsepower Mercury inboard motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Bill Gifford of Egg Harbor, New Jersey, and on throttles it's Jack Clark from Pembroke, Florida. There you get a good shot of the Sunoco Gifford Racing Team as he starts heading back up the Hudson with the west side of Manhattan in the background right there. What a year 1992 has been for Bill Gifford and Jack Clark. They're second in the Northeast standings and first in their national points. They had a second place in Newburyport, a first in Point Pleasant, a first in Ocean City, a first at the Sunoco Shootout, and a second at Lake St. Clair. And right now this boat is running exceptionally strong, as you can see. He's going to be dueling all day with the Spirit of Norway, who you saw running earlier on, who's having a very strong run also, as well as Budweiser, who really got off to a fine start. So those are going to be some tough running boats right there. Spirit of Norway and Budweiser are going to really be giving the Sunoco race team, headed up by Bill Gifford, a run today. So right there you've got a great shot of the Sunoco race team headed up by Bill Gifford. Bill Gifford and Jack Clark of the Gifford Racing Team, headed up by Sunoco sponsorship. This boat is dialed in exceptionally well right now. And there you see as he's coming up to the 59th Street Pier, and right there, that is the OPT pits, the Mercury truck, and so many spectators lining the 59th Street Pier. It's certainly going to be a battle in the open class. Gifford Racing looking very strong right now. And there you see Extractor going by, and right there we're back on Tweet Revenge. Presently running first right now in the Super V class. That would certainly be an accomplishment for them if they could piggyback a first place finish here today to add to their first place finish in Ocean City. That would really be a good accomplishment for them as they head down to Key West for the World Championships. Tweet Revenge, a fine looking boat, and it's running exceptionally well right here in the Hudson. Your first place boat running right now in the Offshore D division, Jim Lausnowski's D25 Extractor race team. There's a 32-foot superboat powered by two 650 horsepower Zool racing engines with Merc Cruiser drives. This boat is owned and throttled by Jim Lausnowski of Babylon, New York. Driving today's Bob Guzzo of Westbury, New York, and Al Shabelli from Westbury is your navigator. This boat is first in the Northeast point standings and third in your national standings. What a year 92 has been for Jim Lausnowski's and the Extractor crew. They had a second place finish in Norfolk, Virginia, third place at Newburyport, Mass, first place in Montauk, Long Island, third place in Ocean City, and a first at Kent Narrows, and he's running exceptionally strong right now. Unofficially, he's in first place right now, and if he continues to run like this, he's going to be tough to catch here today in New York. Extractor Race Team would like to thank G&A Moving and Storage, Countywide Automotive, MRD Marine Performance, RC Marine, and Ritchie Zool Racing Engines. It's Jim Lausnowski's Extractor Race Team as he heads towards the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island right there. The strong-running, hard-charging Jim Lausnowski's Extractor Race Team. just as they had throughout all of 1992. These Zool racing motors are really doing the job here today. This boat is dialed in exceptionally well, and this is what an offshore powerboat racer is all about. These motors are really doing the job. So Jim Lausnowski's from the Empire State is really doing a fine job in the waters right off the Empire State. Jim Lausnowski's Extractor Race Team. Now we come up on boat number 40, Powerboat Marine. This is a 35-foot Jaguar powered by twin 1,000 horsepower Mercury inboard motors. This boat is driven by Nick Casulo and throttled by Joey Imprescia of East Coast Marine. What a year it's been for Powerboat Marine. All they simply had to do was start today's race, and they will be the first place boat in the open class in OPT. They had a second place in Cocoa Beach, a first in Marathon, and a first in Sarasota. That's in the Superboat class. With a simple start here today, they will be first place in OPT. But they've certainly gone way beyond that, as you can see. This boat is running exceptionally well. They're in a battle with Joel Mock's Dirty Laundry, who has really taken off beyond the field. Cobra Power is running very strong. But they're locked in a battle with Kid Apache Kid in excess, and we've got a good race going right now in the Superboat class. Nick Casulo and Joey Imprescia really doing the job. Already this year there's been a second place in Cocoa Beach, a first in Marathon, first in Sarasota, and that's put them in a very good position for the first place finish here in OPT. So our congratulations go out to the entire Powerboat Marine race team. And Joey Imprescia, who's one of the best hired throttle men in the business, has really had an excellent 92 campaign himself, and we congratulate him as well as Nick Casulo for a fine year. From the Hudson River in New York City, it's Powerboat Marine. Now we come up on the hard-charging 89, Kid Apache Kid. This is a 45-foot Apache powered by three 1,000 horsepower CNG engines with Mercury outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Alan Feingold of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Throttling today is Jerry Davis from Philadelphia. And from Voorhees, New Jersey, it's the navigator, Bobby Horn. So Horn, Davis, and Feingold making up the Kid Apache Kid race team. And 92 has been very good to Feingold and his crew. They're in first in the OPT standings in the Super V class. They had a second place in Cocoa Beach, a second place in Marathon, a first in Sarasota, and a second place in Ocean City. And right now they're locked in a battle with In Excess, Tweet Revenge, Powerboat Marine, who you just saw. And we've got a lot of strong boats running in the Superboat class. But Feingold, with the year that he's had, and that first place standing is certainly going to be a boat to be reckoned with here today. He'd love to have another first or second place finish here today in New York to really culminate a good year in 92. And there with Battery Park in the background, Kid Apache Kid starts heading up the Hudson, going along the west side of this skyline. What a great scene for offshore powerboat racing. Usually accustomed to the open waters out in the ocean, it's very unique to have a race like this with these type of boats here in the Hudson River. Feingold's looking very strong right now, and you know he's going to be tough in Key West in the end of this year. From New York City, it's Alan Feingold's Kid Apache Kid. Kid Apache Kid having a very strong run. And there we see one of his arch rivals, In Excess. That's another 47-foot Apache. We've got two Apache racing boats going at it. Feingold would love nothing more than to pass the In Excess race team. And now we come up on D57, the Arrow Express race team. There's a 31-foot custom-built racing hull powered by two 700-horsepower Chevy inboard motors with Merc Cruiser outdrives. Presently, they're 7th in the Northeast standings and 4th in the national standings. This boat is owned and throttled by Philip DeGenna of Bayville, New York. Driving today is John Buscema from Newport Richey, Florida. And your navigator is Mike Camera. They've had a relatively good 92 campaign. They had a first in Point Pleasant, a second in Montauk, a second in Ocean City, and they're presently running very strong in their class. The Arrow Express race team would like to thank their sponsors. Arrow Snow Removal Corporation of Port Washington, New York, specializing in airport snow removable services in the entire Northeast area. DeGenna Industries Incorporated of Port Washington, New York, a leader in municipal street sweeping services throughout the Northeast. Mars Competition Center of Port Richey, Florida, high-performance boat rigging and engine building. And the Rainbow Powder Coating of Long Island, New York, and Sarasota, Florida. The Arrow Express race team. There you got a great shot of the crew tucked in very nicely in their racing cockpit. They've got a battle going right now with Instant Therapy, Obsession, Lap Dancer, and Predator are really running strong. Lavsnowski's really going to be tough to beat in Offshore D, but we've got a battle going on with some of these other boats, and DeGenna's really doing the job necessary in the Arrow Express race team. From Manhattan, New York, it's Phil DeGenna's Arrow Express. A battle being waged in Pro Stock right now. On the outside, that's a Thrasher race team, and on the inside, we've got Tough Enough. This is going right down to the heat right here. These boats are running neck and neck. Thrasher on the outside, Tough Enough on the inside, and what a battle we've got going right now. With Manhattan in the background, it's P57, the Thrasher race team. This is a 32-foot skater powered by three 2.5 Mariner outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Mark Taggart of Wayne, New Jersey, and Mike Belgium from Massapequa, New York, is your driver. What a year Belgium and Taggart have had. They're first in your Northeast standings, first in the national standings, and they would like to extend a very special thanks to Diamond Marine. They had a first in Norfolk, Virginia, first in Newburyport, first in St. Cloud, fourth in Panama City, fourth in Montauk, second in Point Pleasant, first at Kent Narrows, back in their winning ways again with a first in Barnegat, and they're running exceptionally strong right now. And right there you see that helicopter, which is the entire Thrasher crew and fans, who is in that helicopter following the Thrasher race team. So there you have, in force and in mass, the Thrasher race team. In the air as well as in the water, it's Mark Taggart's P